Hey guys, so today I'm going to update you on some really exciting news that came out about Qubic last week relating to the speeds of the network and just some of the proofs that we were looking for. So that's what we're going to discuss in this video. Let's get into it. So yeah, guys, on X last week and in the Discord, the Qubic team announced that they've been running some tests about the Qubic network and the speed and efficiency of the network. And they basically released a paper that had all the scientific evidence of how those speed tests went and the results of them. And they were pretty exciting results. So let's talk about it here. So just in the introduction, to just refer to the fact that speed and efficiency are critical for the execution of smart contracts, self-executing agreements coded to automatically enforce the terms of a contract. So really they're just talking about how it's really, really important for Qubic to be super fast if it's going to be a smart contract platform that the whole world can be built on top of. So they said then that Qubic has now broken its previous record of 40 million transfers per second by achieving an astonishing rate of 55 million smart contract executions per second. And they said this milestone sets a new standard for what's possible in its decentralized ecosystem. And basically, come from beyond, Sergey Ivancheglo came out and said that it's possible that Qubic now is as quick as all other cryptos combined. And it mightn't be quite that fast, but definitely it's close to being that fast, which is impressive. And what's even more impressive is Qubic can probably go a lot faster than this. And then they just said, why is smart contract execution so important? And, it's for scalability to handle more transactions. It's really important for real-time applications. It's huge for user experience to reduce wait times, economic efficiency. So when you're thinking of things like supply chains, things like that, security, because it minimizes the window for attacks like front running, and then adoption and innovation, obviously main reasons why. And then they said that the objective of this test that they run was a benchmarking exercise to measure the maximum transfer rate that the Qubic network can achieve for smart contract execution. To push the system to its limits, we initiated 1 million transfers using a simple function on the Qubic smart contract called QTIL. And the benchmarking process was like this: launching modified nodes. We deployed nodes with specialized code modifications that enabled us to track performance during the intense test, and then they triggered the 1 million transfers. And here's then the results. So they had screenshots of the images of them running these tests, and then they had transfer rate showing 40 million transfers per second, and then the third test, they saw the real breakthrough of 55 million transfers per second. And you can see it down here then in the processing time. And then they said about successful transfer verification, so that they verified the success of these transfers by checking the balance and transaction logs of the last address involved. Everything matched perfectly, confirming the accuracy and reliability of the transfer process. So not only was it quick, but it was confirmed as accurate and worked perfectly. The core code then, for those interested in the technical details, the core code used for this test can be found on GitHub now, and then the command to run it on the Qubic command line interface is here, and the run command is here. So you can run the same command yourself and actually copy what they've done, but you have to be running a node, obviously. But it's really, really impressive stuff. Then they went on to say at the conclusion, so this benchmarking exercise proves that the Qubic network is capable of handling a vast number of transfers per second during smart contract execution. Achieving over 55 million transfers per second showcases the ecosystem's potential for large-scale operations. Fast smart contract execution is vital for maintaining a scalable, user-friendly, secure, and economical ecosystem. It plays a critical role in the practical application and future widespread adoption of Qubic's technology. This performance highlights Qubic as a leader in smart contract technology with the power to support even the most demanding applications. And what's important about that is, it says as a leader, it probably is the leader in smart contract technology from testing, but now we have to see that in a real world setting. And that's basically what a lot of people commented back, people for ages are saying they want to see the proof of all this. But now that Qubic's released the proof, how people are saying, it isn't enough that it's just in tests. We want to see it in real life. And that's true, but you can say that almost about every crypto. But what we can see with Qubic now is that it's smart contract ready already. It's got decentralized apps already. And really importantly, it's built from the ground up because it operates from the command line interface. It doesn't need an operating system. And a lot of the other stuff that the Qubic team has done means that it's built from the ground up for speed. And even though there might be some hiccups along the way, which most likely there will be, the fact that it's built this way from the ground up means that they can always rectify it to get it up to this sort of speed, or should be able to. Nothing's guaranteed, but they should be able to. And also, since they're expanding the network capabilities over the coming months, it should be able to go quite a bit higher than 55 million transfers per second eventually. And also, they can reduce the tick time to less than 1 second, so it should be able to go even quicker than this, as far as is my understanding. The other thing that people could come up with is maybe all this is just bullshit. Maybe they've made it up. I mean, I haven't gone in and tested a node myself, but you can do that if you want, but you probably need a good bit of money to do that. Maybe this is all rubbish, and maybe they haven't ran these tests, and these are all made up screenshots. But my personal belief, sometimes you just have to trust in what you're learning or hearing, because otherwise you can't really accept anything as fact. And if I didn't know anything about this project or the people behind it, I might be skeptical, but it's almost harder for them to lie about this stuff, I think, than just do it, because when you hear the ways that they're doing what they do in the Qubic team, it makes sense that they would be able to hit a really high transfer per second rate. But, time will tell. You always have to be skeptical of, is something true? But for me, it seems like it's very likely that they are hitting these speeds and they aren't lying about it. Then Q Silver came here and said that the genius design of Qubic from the ground up, so just like I was saying there now, all the aspects are basically optimally fast, including very unusual design decisions that help to achieve the max performance. And this is the genius of Sergey Ivancheglo, or come from beyond here. I mean, I know he can be annoying. I know he's a bit crazy, but he seems like he's probably a crazy genius, and he's gone and tried out things with NXT. He's tried out things with IOTA. He's been in space for over 20 years. And I think this is just his masterpiece. All the information that he's learned over the years coming together, and he's not doing things or designing things in the way that people usually would. He's making unusual design decisions, and they're helping to achieve max performance. And then, of course, Sergey went on to say, I suspect Qubic's smart contract engine with no virtual machine and no operating system required is more performant than the engines of all other cryptocurrencies combined. Anybody knows a ballpark number of that total performance would like to compare? Well, nobody seemed to come back with that total number, but still impressive. And then Q Silver said, we have made some throughput tests recently and got around 50 nanoseconds per pair of cryptographic balance changes. Had to double check as it was crazy quick. So, we're talking about nanoseconds here, and you can imagine how quick the Qubic network for confirming transactions can be in the future. So it's just really, really impressive news coming out in Qubic in terms of testing, speed, and it's really exciting for what this is going to mean for the future. That's all I've got for you today, guys. I'll see you all on the outside.